Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson, and welcome to Johor Bahru, Malaysia, for the final stop of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour. By the end of this week, we will determine the Tour champion and ultimately the ISAF Match Racing World Champion. Well, this day number one had plenty of surprises and its fair share of penalties, and the most exciting match that we saw was between Keith Swinton and Mathieu Richard. We join the action in leg number 3.
Heard good gain on board Swinton's boat, Simon, so let's see how close it is at the next cross.
Swinton's already bowed down. Mathieu Richard slow to respond. He could have dialed really early if he'd just come out of the tack. Absolutely nothing to pick here. Here comes Richard. Swinton's going to be up into the tack as well.
Has he got a piece of him? Swinton holds, he doesn't tack, didn't luff Richard, but he is within range, within striking distance.
Now this is interesting. Can Swinton manage to luff Mathieu Richard out, or will Mathieu Richard roll? This is the match right here, the battle into the top mark. Richard's got good pressure on the left at the moment, flat hiking.
I heard Swinton say could be a jib down here as they go into the luff. So it will definitely be a luff. Lured boat, Swinton has control under the rules. Could Richard be in a bit of trouble?
Well, I think in the luff we'll see Richard able to respond. We can see the top mark starting to loom. But I think Richard is reasonably strong. He's quite bow forward. I think we're just going to see Swinton possibly follow around this top mark. He's, I think, in dirty air already.
So you're right, Richard is pulling forward a little bit. The wind shadow affecting the Australian team.
But does he have the bearaway? I'm not sure he does. I think Keith Swinton has a piece here.
He definitely does. Here comes the luff from Swinton to leeward. The jib will be dropped, and he might stuff Richard head to wind. Here it comes.
Okay, let's go hard.
Here we go, down they come. Swinton initiating the turn down. Spinnaker pole up.
A lead change. Swinton is definitely in the lead at the hoist.
And listen, I'll tell you what, Keith Swinton had his pole on, and Mathieu Richard electing not to put his on. He got it on now, but that was a much better set from Keith Swinton. Now the question, Mathieu Richard is right on his button as we come around this final top mark. This is a great opportunity to attack.
What a match so far this has been between these two teams. Swinton leading, but only just, and it's Richard with the opportunity to blanket his breeze and reel him in.
And Richard, he hasn't rushed this, you know, he's just come around the top, he's set his chute, he's setting up to be able to be around his air as they go through the jibe, and here we go. Keith Swinton through. Mathieu Richard response. He will be right on the air of Keith Swinton as we come out this jibe. Pole's going on. Keith Swinton looking for air behind that. Have they got enough pressure to pull this off? Richard needs to try and roll.
Can he do it? Can he get over the top of the Australian's breeze? Can he pull forward and break the overlap and jibe for the finish? Or will the Aussies be able to keep the Frenchman from jibing and get to the finish line first?
Now listen, I can already answer that question. Keith Swinton looking to sail him past. Swinton has done a very nice job indeed of hanging in on that roll.
Yeah, it's going deep, Ted. Basing back.
You can see Greg, the mainsail trimmer, on board with Mathieu Richard, looking to pull his main in hard, looking to try and affect the air of Swinton. Very dangerous game, trying to sort of scallop down onto the windward side of Swinton to affect his air with the mainsail oversheeted.
Yeah, oversheeting the main throws turbulence into the sails of the lured boat, and then they ease it back out again and accelerate forward. The move looks like it is working for the French team. They're pulling forward, but is it enough to break the overlap?
Well, the wind has gone lighter, I think, and both boats have ended up coming up, sailing a little bit hotter, and Keith Swinton starting to struggle.
Well, look, Simon, even if Richard is able to get ahead, the next question is, will he be able to get a jibe in front of Swinton before the ley line?
Well, I mean, normally you either get that in the point that you overtake or you don't. And for me, Keith Swinton looking pretty strong right now. This is his match to lose. Richard is going to have to do something pretty special as we get near the top. Mathieu Richard, look, with the jibe early. I'm not sure that that is going to work out for him.
Okay, ready, Lammy, go drop.
Not really achieving anything for Richard. Here he goes. Here goes Swinton. There you can see the finish line. Back up here, so they're going to be sailing upwind back towards the pin. And Keith Swinton is right in control of this match, having sailed right back into it on the final run.
Who would have seen this coming? Maybe least of all the Aussies, but they hung in there and they waited for their moment to pounce, and it has worked. Keith Swinton leads to the finish over Matthew Richard, and he'll take the race.
What a match. I mean, that is what we came here to see. That is what you guys at home tuned in to watch. That was absolutely first class.
Well, that finish put Keith Swinton in second place overall behind Ian Williams, who was on 5 wins and only 1 loss. Pierre-Antoine Morvan is in third, and Taylor Canfield is in fourth. Join us tomorrow. The action begins here at 10 a.m. local time in Johor Bahru, Malaysia.